Is May 12th, and the Yankees take the series down in Tampa, winning their league leading 27th game. Let's talk all about it.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talking Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD producing away. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Hope you had a phenomenal day. Jake, Yankees win another series, 10 of 13 now to start the season.
James Davis, let me be the second to wish all the moms a happy Mama's Day, and may the 12th be with you. Trip to the Trop. You always wonder what it's going to offer. I think, what was it, the first ball of game 2, foul pop, hit the catwalk that you're like, okay, it's good to be back. But a little bit of, say this on Talking Baseball sometimes, good team beats bad team. Not in on what the Rays are doing. A little scary with our bullpen, which we've talked a lot about when it goes 6-0, 6-5 on the final day. Different record day tone. But these are good Yankees. This is a good Yankees team. So they just decide to hit a bunch more homers and blow out the lead again, which that's, A-Rod will tell you differently around playoff time, but that's what does it.
Isn't that awesome? When the Ferg was in, I'm sure we're going to get to that. I was like, damn, okay, wow, we have to do this. And then I was like, they need to score a run. That's what I said. They just need to score a run. Gleyber's up in that spot, jumping ahead, but we'll go backtrack through the whole thing. Gleyber's up in that spot, and you're like, oh man, just poke one Gleyber, just like an out for a run or something. And the 3-run homer, you're like, yep, let's have fun.
I didn't need the run because we did have Dream Believer in. But I'm glad it happened, and I hope for Gleyber means something going forward.
That would be nice. All right. Well, as always, we're gonna, I guess, do the groundskeeping since that's the newest thing, and then we will burn all of the series, and then we will give out awards. There were some big updates. Unfortunately, besides the Friday night game, this was a weekend of games on like mute for me because I was just at Mother's Day party for all the moms out there.
Did you tell the people about SeatGeek?
Oh, I totally forgot to tell them about SeatGeek.
Right.
This episode is brought to you by SeatGeek, and you can use code Yanks10 for 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek, whether you're a new customer or not. So if you are going to purchase tickets, just use code Yanks10. That supports us, obviously, and supports your wallet by keeping 10% in there. So open your phone, go to the SeatGeek app, Yanks10. 10% off.
Nice.
Anyway, the injury stuff. What was DJ? DJ hit live batting practice yesterday on Saturday. Boone said he heard it went well.
Him and JT Brubaker, our trade acquisition from the Pirates, just having a 1v1 injury bowl, I guess. Don't know if either's cleared to do anything, but they did it.
Just messing around. Unsanctioned live batting practice between Brubaker and LeMahieu.
LeMahieu and Brubaker play blitzball in the warehouse
next week on Warehouse Games. Tommy Kahnle pitched a scoreless inning for single A Tampa on May 11th, striking out 1 while throwing 10 of 15 pitches for strikes before throwing another 10 to 15 pitches in the bullpen. So that's the second minor league stint for Kahnle. It says expected to need about 5 before joining the Yankees.
I was surprised it wasn't a quicker timeline, but when you think about it, I mean, there was no real spring training, so they're not rushing them.
Yep. Peraza is just playing in the minors, so I don't even know if he's part of this anymore because he hit another homer. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
part of this report. He's just a minor league player active for the Yankees. Nice homer though. Look at that. Deep to left. I was trying to go to a Patriots game next weekend. I was trying to go to the Saturday game, but it's a night game, so I can't go.
Mm.
Trevino, the pitcher, Lou Trevino, not good. He went to Mr. Doctor. Jeez, who am I? Neil Elatrosh's house. What is he? He's got something going on. Won't throw for a couple more weeks. So bad news on Trevino for all the people that are searching out good news on him.
Shut down.
Okay.
Efros closer to moving closer to facing live hitters. So in last episode, I was like, they're not even giving us updates on these guys, and now we got updates.
Well, you know the Yankees are listening. You found that out a little more this series.
Yeah,
We'll see if we get to that, but yeah, it's good seeing Efros in the dugout. It's always funny when the Yankees go to Tampa, like one or two guys pop up that you're like, oh yeah, you've been facility chilling, huh? And then I think the only other update that's out there, Dominguez is going to start rehabbing. I think they've officially announced that, like playing in games.
the schedule to begin a minor league rehab assignment with Single A Tampa on May 14th. So that's Tuesday. He's going to be designated hit for the first 2 weeks of his assignment, which could see him promoted to higher levels as rehab progresses. Yeah, I think starting in Tampa's the facilities right there. Keep a close eye on him and all of that.
Where he's presumably
and then
been this whole time anyway.
Cole threw a good bullpen on the mound in the Trop yesterday through 29 pitches, not 30, 29. The fastballs were good and the location was good, Cole said. The velocity was where we wanted it. There were a lot of strikes. He sat around 89 miles per hour.
Was this bullpen or was it his last one? They said he was throwing breaking balls too.
Maybe this one, because last one was all fastballs.
I remember there was an update and they were like, yeah, and Cole was banging breaking balls. And I was like, wow, okay. Again, doesn't mean anything, means something.
Yeah. So that's actually one of the better, I think, reports we've had in a while. Not by us. I don't think I did a phenomenal job relaying it like I did that one time, but just the info that was there, pretty solid.
It was pretty good. Nick Birdie's back.
Yeah, one rehab assignment for him, and he's back. Yes Network is currently leading for saddest dugout shot of the year. The Ferg and Birdie side by side was. I like nudged Luke on the couch next to my brother, and I was like, that's the saddest picture I've ever seen.
I liked it. Obviously not in the moment because the Yankees are blowing a 6-run lead and there's two sad people. But it was funny to just see their different body types.
Yeah, Birdie had more to him than I thought.
Birdie's got like kind of a thick football player pitcher body to him, and Caleb Ferguson has like it was either baseball or archery.
Swimming.
Yeah, yes.
He's in the Olympics.
His arms are way long.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's we'll get into the burns of the games.
I'm fine with that.
First burn brought to you by Tommy John. Are you wearing Tommy John right now?
I'm wearing my Tommies.
Wow, look at that. He's going to show us. Elevate your morning with Tommy John's second skin underwear. What you put in your pants can make or break your day. And when you wear Tommy John, you're much more comfortable, so you can do everything better. Jake loves his Tommy John underwear, wears them everywhere. He is one of the 20 million. He's wearing one of the 20 million pairs sold, thousands of 5-star reviews. So go check it out if you're in the need. I'm in the need for new underwear soon. Like I just realized the whole kind of batch I bought maybe it was like getting close to 2 years ago. And for me, it's like, I should probably buy some more. Because I did like, I bought like 30. I bought like 30 pairs 2 years ago because I was sick of not having a lot of underwear.
I'll bring in some Tommy Johns and you can try them on.
Okay. Nice. Get 20% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/Yanks. Save 20% on second skin at TommyJohn.com/Yanks. TommyJohn.com/Yanks. Burn of game 1, Jake. Let's hear it. Here we go.
The Yanks would head down to beautiful Tampa to play inside a stadium with a white ceiling. Taj Mahal Bradley would hope to be the queen bee for Tampa. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. While Clarke Kent Schmidt would hope to be Superman for the Yanks. His kryptonite on Friday, Aaron Boone. Clarke, 6.2, 0 earned runs, 6 Ks, pulled with 87 pitches. But part of that reasoning was Bradley was good too. His only blemish, an RBI single by Tony Rizzo in the 4th. And it'd stay that way, 1-0 into the 9th. And Armstrong is left on a lonely island as Tony rizzed in his pants. Clarke to Birdie to Weaver to Holmes. Yanks win 2-0 final.
Way to go. Way to go, everyone involved. They went with the lineup here was... No, this is the lineup we talked to him about, or am I blanking? Normal lineup. This is the most normal lineup of the 3.
Yes, Saturday's lineup got the group chat talking a little bit.
Yes, this was the most normal lineup. And then Clarke to Birdie to Weaver to Holmes, which is the first time we've seen Weaver like in that role, hold situation in the 8th inning in front of Clay. And then I think there's nothing else to talk about that wouldn't be covered in awards, right?
Ooh, yeah, I mean, I guess it's funny looking back. Stanton, Riz, Trevi, and Birdie all had multiple hits. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I did fall asleep in the middle of this game.
You did?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think the week just got to me. I came to, had dinner with Jess, watched the first couple innings, woke up 9:30. Final pitches, and the Knicks were losing too.
I love that for you, to be honest.
Well, it's kind of tough. It was like a 2-hour nap. So then I was awake. So then
did we record Bandwagon Blue Shirts after that?
No, that was Saturday.
Ah,
So I think I watched like whatever Canadian hockey series is going on just because I was awake. So I was a little bummed. I like watched the recap and I was happy for Clarke, but yeah.
Rays gave him a lot of outs on the base paths. Caballero still second in the 3rd and then got thrown out stealing 3rd.
Rays baseball.
What's that?
That's Rays baseball.
Yes, it is Rays baseball. Did you see? Oh, I just went so blank. Did you see Clarke's 6th inning?
Remind me and the people.
It was, because that's his bugaboo. He's never completed it before.
Right.
But he was like pitching really well in this. And he obviously was going to go back out. Gave up a single.
Leadoff single opposite way, right?
So you're like,
Yeah. And it was the leadoff hitter, Yandy, right? So it was like,
yes.
Ooh, 3rd time through, 6th inning.
Yeah, all the things.
I did my homework.
Randy did a hot shot. And Volpe made a great play.
Volpe's nasty.
Yeah, he made a great play in game 3 too.
Volpe's a nasty boy.
The hot shot Volpe made that play, and then they pick off Randy, and then it's a ground ball back to Clarke. But it was kind of like the first 2 outs technically came on like really well hit balls. It was the single, turn pickoff, and ground ball. 3rd one, he gets a ball right back to him. But I mean, he's obviously the story. But I was just saying, like, that was kind of a funny. It wasn't like he went out there, struck out the side, but that's baseball.
A little bit. How'd they pick him off?
They used a real cool system. I mean, yeah, they used. I've been talking about this. They've been picking runners off and getting runners out on steals, like where the pitcher turns. So many times this season where I've told you guys, like, I've been thinking about prepping a question to Boone where I was like, I don't think he'd admit it, but I'm like, are you gaming them? Like, holding them by the clock. Like, your pitcher goes at 3 seconds every time, and then you just go to 2 one time and see if they budge, whatever it might be. And they could, I don't know if they're doing that, but it was cool to see the relay of like someone in the dugout tell Trevi, yo, I think this is the one, like run it. And then Trevi told Clarke on the mound by just shaking his head no. And then as soon as he dropped his glove, Clarke threw over, which I think isn't that crazy. But so I posted. I saw it and I posted it.
Good.
I think some of the Yankees were upset. So I gave away their secrets.
Oops.
I mean, I don't know. I was just hyping them up.
Secret play that I think every high school team does.
Yeah, I don't know what part like other teams can take advantage of, but I don't know.
Something. Always
That was
something.
funny though.
That's good. Clay, funny business at the end, but clean.
Hadn't pitched in a while,
Yeah.
but clean. The Rays aren't good,
Now we're talking.
but they are. So that's actually kind of odd. Like,
I think they're 500 on the nose this year. Like, if I had to place a bet right now at DraftKings, I think it's 81 and 81.
yeah, but it's like they just can't stay inside the lines of their skills. And if they did, I think they have a talented enough team to be good.
Yeah, I guess the only caveat, Josh Lowe just came back for them, and he's really good. I like him. Yandy and Randy both had awful April. So they could rework this, that they could, coming into the season, they were an 84.5 over under, and we all laughed. That they can get back on path to that pretty easily. But right now, they feel like every year in baseball, we look for the team that when they play a lesser team, they win. When they play a better team, they lose. Right now, like the Rays are that team for me.
To me, and I'm making another point. I agree with what you're saying, but to me, the way I look at their team is they're very skilled and good. They're just untamed. Like they literally run into outs. They make bad plays on defense. That's not because they're poor skill. It's because they're doing too much. Like this group of people would benefit from a.
You don't like that
team.
slide?
Every slide at second is awful. They overcome it, but they would benefit from like a management style that is really limiting. But I think the Rays just say, hey, we're going to put you in the best spot. Just go do you.
Yeah.
Is what
Run
Trev has
hard.
told us. And like what these guys do is they run in the house.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my takeaway on them.
Okay.
All right. You want to go to game number 2?
Yeah, probably tight.
Okay. Game number 2.
Yanks would hope to make Zach feel Littell as he and the Rays would take on Nasty Nestor. First pitch from Nestor, the Yandy Man can. Solo dong, but the Fox leapfrogs the Rays. 2 RBI single from Volpe to make it 2-1, but it was all Rays from there, the best to ever do it. Randy Arozarena, 2-run homer. 5.14 earned run slog from Nestor, didn't have it. And the Rays were smooth versus Santana, too, with another 3 off of him. Yanks lose a stinker, 7-2 final.
Boo. And when you have that lineup out there and then you don't get any offense, it's kind of like, oh. Yeah, we were talking about this lineup. So for those that didn't tune in or you're just getting caught up to speed, the first 4 were normal. The 6th was normal with Rizzo in the 6 hole. So Volpe, Soto, Judge, Verdugo, then Rizzo 6, normal. Stanton sat. So they needed a right-hander to split up the lefties, which meant John Birdie got pushed up to the 5 hole. So then after 5 hole Birdie was a righty, it was all lefties. It was Rizzo, Wells, Cabrera, switch hitter, and then Trent Grisham. And at first we were kind of weirded out because Littell's got reverse splits. He's been better against lefties this year, last year, and over his career marginally. And then what I came to the conclusion was, well, wait, hold on. Judge had the DH because they're not going to make him run in center field 3 days in a row on the turf. So that meant Stanton was out and Grisham was in. Like that move, Stanton out, Grisham in. I don't think that has anything to do with the pitcher, obviously. And then you look at, okay, what's the other situation? Well, Birdie for Gleyber. Well, Gleyber's been really struggling, and Birdie has been hitting and like grinding out at bats and looks good. So that could be they just want that too. So then I think it was more of that. And and Birdie over Gleyber, I am fine with that. It's just sliding up to the 5 holes, crazy. But yeah, the Judge DH day, erasing Stanton and adding Grisham hurts.
It was a fear the Trop lineup. And I think the other thing that hurt it / came into play with the lefty on the mound today in Alexander, they wanted to have all the righties ready for that. But again, Littell, like you mentioned, righties have been a lot better against him this year. So it was kind of funky to see a lefty stack thin lineup going up against, one of the Rays Frankenstein projects, like classic case. Guy was a waiver wire reliever for like the Red Sox, a couple teams. And the Rays are like, oh, no, we'll make you a starting pitcher and you'll be pretty good. The other thing that I stumbled into, because, hey, Yanks lose a baseball game. Nestor, I think, is the worst he looked this year. Yandy Diaz owns him, which is tough. The only thing that, looking back, you get to shrug because the Yanks win today and they rest players. It's the Trop, all that. Trent Grisham running into the final out in the second inning when the Yankees get the 2 RBI single. Like, it wasn't going to be a play at the plate. And Soto's coming up. That it was made to look like a normal baseball play, but that was awful base running and like cannot happen.
I'm blanking on it. Was this another case of they just kept running?
So Volpe, 2 outs, and I believe his base is loaded, and he hits a kind of broken end of the bat single that gets down in left center. You wondered if it was going to be a play at the plate. Beebs has it up right now on the YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed. But it never was going to be a play at the plate. And when they showed there's a wide shot of Grisham, I don't know if they have it on this replay. Like he's literally just in no man's land looking lost. Like it wasn't even here we go. This is the wide shot. So the runners are going to score pretty easily. Oh, they cut out of it. But, and he's just kind of standing in no man's land that Juan Soto's coming up. Like you have to know that, especially when you look back and these were the only 2 runs the Yankees scored.
What was the third base coach doing? Do you know? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think he was even looking at Grisham. I think he was
sending the other guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's now Grisham hasn't played a lot. And so this is a little fugazi, but I think he's like running to like outs, like it's close to half the times he's gotten on base. He's been thrown out stealing. He's been picked off. That's down the base pass. I mean, how many times has he reached base this year?
Not a high number.
I mean, one of those times is a homer, so technically didn't run the
bases.
bases.
That doesn't count. Good job, but
for too long, it was 100%.
Good job.
But good job on the homer in Milwaukee.
2 hits and 6 walks, so 8 times, and we're going to take away the homer because that you're not ever on the bases. So that's of 7 times he was stationary on base paths. He's been thrown out 3 that I know of.
3 off the top of our heads.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Not acceptable.
Okay, that's a better way to put it. I mean, he's trying to do a lot, I guess. Doesn't get out there all that much.
Tough.
Yeah, it's kind of, I want to make sure there's not another one, that we are forgetting about. Base running, Trent Grisham stats. Caught stealing second once, picked off once, out on the base path once. at third. So I'm guessing that's
That
that
has to be
one.
that.
So, okay,
Yeah.
3 out of 7.
It's a high rate.
Hit like that, you get to the Hall of Fame, kid.
That's a really high rate. Okay,
Too high.
game number 3
Sure.
was today's game.
It's a special Sunday in the Trop. Get mom a condom and a light. It's a Mother's Day rubber match as Tyler Alexander would try to be the great as he takes the heel versus Luis and the Pinstripers. The sack fly is underrated as Soto brings home Volpe after his leadoff triple. Happy Jahmai's Day. Jones with his first MLB homer, followed by Judge's 267th homer. It's 6-0 Yanks. Heel was great. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, only 3 Ks. They would roll in this. Oh no. It's a bullpen blow up. 6-5 game. What the H? But there was still some dynamite in the Yankees' bats. TNT. Torres and Trevino. Boy, did Gleyber need that one. And Trevi's second homer of the day. It's heel to the Ferg, to Birdie, to Weaver, to Hammy. Yanks take the series 2 games out of 3, and they win the final game 10-6.
The Mother's Day rubber match. I had a lot of relatives at my mom's house look at the game and say, "Why are they wearing pink?" And then I said, "Oh, it's for Mother's Day." And they kind of went, "Ugh." All the moms like, "Ugh." Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I don't know. Guys are pretty simple.
Yeah, guys are pretty simple.
It's
Excuse to break up the monotony.
There's a display there. I think there was some breast cancer awareness logos. It's not society's best thing we've got, but we're trying.
When you explain it to people who aren't in sports and they're just like, "How does that? What is that?" And I'm like, "They sell its money."
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny how many people just like, "What is," like, all the moms that don't watch baseball, "What are they doing that for?" And I'm like, "It's for you."
Yeah. You're welcome.
They're doing that. They're doing that for you. And this game, a lot of awards coming from this game. Any talk? Lineup goes back to normal.
I mean, we hit it at the front a little bit. That yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see where awards bring us. Trevi, heel, bad Caleb. Yeah, I don't know. I guess anything
Okay.
else troppy or baseballic.
No, not that I know of.
Trent Grisham scores as a pinch runner.
Trying to make up for it. I don't count it. Doesn't count my stat.
That's fine.
We can all agree. That's fine. Anything else in this one? No. A lot of pink. Volpe triple to open it up was cool.
Alexander Armstrong Ramirez. Yikes.
The mustache is too curled and short.
Tell that to Drew Davis.
Well, Drew Davis curls it up, which is nice. His was like curled down, like the walrus style, but it was like not even to the side of his mouth.
They kept saying he looked like the rookie, which really fun fact that John Flaherty caught him, Jim Morris.
Mm-hmm.
The funnest thing Flash kind of brought to the table. But they kept saying they looked alike. They didn't look alike. Jim Morris didn't even have that facial hair. He had like a goatee.
They're left-handed.
No,
Like they were.
he had that mustache, Jim Morris. Eventually, like he grew it down. But
Yeah, I guess I have him with it down.
when he started, it was more here, and it curled down. But Jim Morris has reached the side of his lips where this guy's not. You look at this picture, not worth it. I don't know how to send it to you. You can see. Well, it's I don't even know. I'm over it. I don't know how
Judge,
to. I don't know how to.
Judge had a home run, but he also had his best misses. And again, I don't know if we're starting to get into second half of the show, but There's a lot of other things that have to be talked about. So if Judge wasn't,
Yeah, so that
I mean,
one,
that's still coming
that's where,
around.
yeah, that's where it comes down a little bit. Put one in the chat,
I
or it might
did
be just
like
be the face he's making.
Flash said he was talking to him about his pitch mix. It's like fastball slider, and the Jim Moore's like, "Man, my slider's pretty bad. It's fastball."
I'll just throw it as hard as I can.
Yeah. All right.
That's awesome.
A modern
Okay.
approach.
Nelson and Flash putting on a display this weekend.
My official statement. I'm fine with John Flaherty play-by-play because he has good anecdotes in Flaherty is color.
Yeah.
Because K baits it out of him. And like Flaherty has some good stories in there, but you kind of need to rope him out. Play-by-play Flash, I'm not for me.
Okay. Noted. Put in the log. But then I texted you guys and I was like, is anyone listening to the game? And all of you guys were like, nah, it's Friday night. So I'm like, okay, maybe like the Friday night game is you're out at the bar, you were sleeping, all that stuff. But Trop games stink.
Hey man, me and Jess went out to a nice Mexican dinner. I had one margarita. I was excited to watch the game. My buddy Tim was like, hey, I might be around you for the night NBA game. Maybe we could grab a beer. I said, okay, maybe. It's Friday night. Just fell asleep.
That happens.
And I don't know if that's me, the broadcast. I don't know.
Sleep is nice. I took a nice nap on Saturday. Anyway, let's get into the second half of the show, which is awards, which are brought to you by BetterHelp. What's something that you need to get off your chest? Well, we all carry around different stressors, big and small. Recently, this is a personal anecdote about me bettering my health. I've been doing box breathing exercises. So that's something new and exciting in my life. For the last 2 days, I've been enjoying box breathing sessions. Do you know what that is, Jake?
Box breathing.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Up the nose for 4 seconds. And then you got to visualize that you're holding it in. And while you're holding in, it's coming like down and around to your mouth. And then out your mouth for 4 seconds. Slowly blow it out till there's nothing left in you. And then close your mouth. Hold it for 4 seconds without breathing in your nose. So there's just kind of nothing, empty chamber. And then in your nose again, 4 seconds. And then you keep doing that.
That's some Bikram yoga type breathing. I like that.
Supposed to help you fall asleep better at night if you have trouble going to sleep. And so I've been doing it, and I kind of worked. I've also been incredibly tired. Anyway, so BetterHelp. That's something that helped me. You can find stuff that helps you if you're thinking of starting therapy. Give BetterHelp a try. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Yanks today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Yanks. Thank you very much to them. Thank you very much to you. First word we give out. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. My pride of the Yankees, since I get to go first, since it is Sunday, Mother's Day, and I spend much more time with a mother than Jake, so I get to go first today. I have 2 options that I think are kind of like obvious or there. Whoa. Everything that I was looking at on my screen just disappeared. Okay, I got it back. Drama, huh? I'm going to go Clarke Schmidt. I'm going to go Clarke. I didn't hear you. Oh, you're muted or something happened. I'll keep going. Clarke Schmidt, 6.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, only 87 pitches, but I agree with getting him out of there. He conquered the 6th inning. Let's keep it moving. He was dialed. All of his pitches generated swings and misses. He was locating. And to start the series off, down in the Trop, I mentioned it after the Orioles that I didn't like how the Yankees had like not a great record versus the AL East, even though in a very small size. I was like, let's just not dig a bigger hole there. So winning the first game sets you up for winning the series. Clarke was dialed, and a performance like that helps the bullpen for games in the future when you might need to use a ton of arms, which is why I've been begging for him to go deeper in the games, and he did. So, Clarke Schmidt.
If you can hear me, I was trying to yell veto, which apparently the gods said no. That we didn't even get to the next level.
That's crazy. You got silenced on veto?
Mike, I yelled veto, and I was saying it like Miss Veto, obviously. And just shot blocked. And I was really interested to see your reaction to a hard veto, because I don't know. I mean, if someone just yells that at you, you got to think about things.
You got to give them thought. Yeah.
Because I went at the stadium this week. We saw Courage, a popular gamer, huge Yankee fan, said he's been watching every game. He listens to every episode, like the morning after it comes out. And he was like, hey, you better give Clarke some love. He earned it. And he did. And I've going back to his Orioles start, where, again, I know the length wasn't there, but it looked like he was just being aggressive in the zone. And maybe that's the next step for Clarke. And, we've talked a lot about him using his curveball more, because that always seemed like his wipeout pitch, but it didn't seem like he'd go to it in big moments. But he puts up a 6.2. I mean, he was so good, he put me to sleep. And yeah, it would have been nice if the Yankees had a 5-0 lead and he could have gone and gotten that last batter, but game circumstance, it was the right move. And it's, something to build towards. But this is Clarke Schmidt's best start as an MLB player.
Yeah, I think it has to be. Yeah, it's the third game of the season where his knuckle curve was his third pitch, where he bumped it up. It was 16% the start before this. He bumped the curveball up to 20%. I want to see if he used it only versus righties, or if he used it versus both hands. He threw 13 to right-handed batters and 5 to lefties, but that 5 makes it the second highest of his pitches to lefties. So he brought the curve out to lefties, which is kind of like, when I think about it in my head, I think about them chasing it in the dirt, or like it freezing them up top to lefties.
Keep building on it, Clarky.
The whiff and the put away wasn't there, but no one got any hits off of it. So that's cool. 7 balls put in play, only 1 hit. All right, good. Curves get grounders. I love it. So, okay. Sorry that I stole it from you and then didn't hear your veto, but that wasn't my doing.
If you want the veto to count, I'll take it and you can go again.
No, I don't want the veto to count.
Okay.
I think there's another second option. Or actually, there's 2 options. There's 2 more options, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. Could see 3.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, you were making it seem like it was kind of an open board.
Yeah, I forgot about Heel.
Yeah, I think I've done Heel. You know what, Jimmerton? I'm going Jose Trevino.
He was the name that came to my head at the end when I said maybe 3.
Trevi has 2 homers in the final game, 4 hits on the series. He 2 hits in the first game, 2 hits in the last game, both homers. You mentioned, the Rays getting out on the bases. Part of that, Trevino had a play in the pickoff and throwing out runners at third. And my bigger thing that I've been beating the drum on, and I think people are starting to believe, Jose Trevino with the Yankees has mauled left-handed pitching. Like, since 2022, in his year last year, his numbers coming into today, and this is before he homered off a lefty, 286, 342, a 493 slug, 835 OPS. versus left-handed pitching. That is an all-star caliber player. That is Adley Rushman. Like that. So again, this is against lefty pitchers, which is the minority of pitchers you're going to see. But Jose Trevino, even during his bad times, his numbers have been there. So I think people, I've been falling for Wells, and I was giving him teaching, hitting advice. Like I told him to get one little piece of hitting advice, and I don't know what it is because everything else is there. But Trevino versus lefties, he is a threat.
Don't throw him a cutter in. Doesn't matter if it's 3-1, he's sitting on it, or it's 0-2 and he's fighting it off. He's going to smash it. That's what he said to the world today.
And I think his stats on the year are good now. I mean, a 2-homer day helps that, but 293 batting average, 341 on base, 453 slug on this season. So
that's awesome. I think the Yankees, like at the catcher position, are like really good again.
They've been going nuts.
How do I do that?
Kyle's going nuts on the plates over there.
OPS by position. Baseball Reference. Team OPS by position. Baseball Reference. The Yankees. How do you think they fare at the catching position? There was a long stretch where there was nothing, so I don't know if they've made up for that yet.
I would guess top 10.
Okay, as far as OPS goes, they are 17th.
Okay.
But I think if we toggled
today.
this,
so 2 homers
entering today. Okay, so tomorrow we'll jump some fucks. Sorry.
Houston, San Diego, you're out.
Oh, you're way out. Yeah. But I think if you do like last month or last 3 weeks, it would be a lot higher as well. We'll check back in. Okay. Yankee MFer?
Oh.
You Yankee motherfucker.
I have an easy one because if it's like the reverse, whatever, it's Nestor Cortez Jr. I can do with bad outing here and there. I don't care about that. It stinks when it's the Rays and Yandi's just going to get you. That happens. But it was a big old act about the umpire, and he wasn't even missing calls. If you look at the numbers, he gave Nestor more calls than he took away from him. I sent that screenshot of the pitcher's balls and strikes. So that kind of like, I don't know, the whole song and dance about like the umpire had to go out and tell him like, yo, whatever, like stop, if that's what that combo was. But he was making it a big to-do that he thought the umpire was missing calls. And then Boone has to take him under his wing in the dugout. And if that's what all of that was about, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Look, there's way more orange outside than there is blue inside. Blue is a ball and orange is a called strike. So that's a weird one to get. Like that was the storyline.
Yeah, I want to ask Boone. What was that little sesh about? Boone with a hand on the shoulder was like getting ready to give him the massage, and then Nestor said something that was offbeat, and Boone was like, "I don't know if I should give him a massage right now." So
yeah, Boone kind of took a beat. Like, all right, geez, you're really okay.
little wonky from Nestor. I want to ask Booney about that. I was gonna say, I mean, we're not gonna have no game tomorrow, so this is still kind of fresh. And yeah, the thing that got to me, Nestor's not a velo guy, but his four-seam fastball early in the game was 89-90, which normally, you see 91s, 92s, and he'll pop the 94s in there. But the pitches that got crushed early were like 89, 90 mile per hour four-seam fastballs, not his cutter. So I don't know. For me, it felt like a situation where he didn't get the gun hot enough before the game, because he later on, when he was settling in a little bit, he started throwing that pitch faster. So I don't know. Maybe that was just anger from having a bad day, but yeah, a little bit of a bizarre one.
Okay. Glad we both had stuff ready to go.
Hold up.
Average pitch velocity, Nestor. Let's see if he ticked it down. From last game he ticked up, but if you're saying he got hot later on, then yeah.
Yeah, the first 2-3 innings he was.
Oh, bummer. He's been doing that where, like, when he has a bad outing, his whole body language in person is like a different guy.
Yeah. I mean, part of me likes it because it feels like competitor, but this one, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's a good one. I mean, you hate to do it, but it's the Ferg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed all those shots of him being sad.
Sleepy Sunday game. I think all of us were like kind of, hey, Ferg had a tough start, life of a reliever. We saw a couple signs. Season numbers are pretty rough. 6.43 RA, a 1.57 WHIP. And yeah, I don't know. As we have conversations about the Yankees bullpen going forward, Canely is rehabbing. Let's see when Efros kicks in. Like they're not gonna punt on Ferguson quickly because there's depth in the bullpen. But yeah, I mean he's gonna have to earn his way at some point, and it feels like we just got another like major setback.
It didn't look good. Yeah. Stuff looks like it doesn't have life to me. I'm not a pro scout or anything, but from the first time I saw Ferguson pitch and the first time I saw Weaver pitch, I had two very different thoughts that I shared publicly. And Weaver's jumped him, man. So that was not good. 7-0.
Can't happen.
Can't happen. Sorry to the Ferg for the MFer. Because all the shots were so sad. He looked so sad. It was 6-0. Benjamin Mejia in the chat corrected me, which needed to be done because I got it wrong. Yeah. Even worse because the Grand Slam got closer.
Siri.
Yeah.
Just got my phone with that one.
Oh, wow. Do you use Siri?
No.
Well, you have it on?
I guess so.
Yeah. Why? How would you know if you don't, unless you talk about that dude a lot? Regular old awards? Regular old awards. Birds.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go with the Pinocchio Award.
Okay.
I think it's been given out before.
Man, this comes up a lot between Pinocchio, Geppetto. I think the whale gets involved sometimes. I think Joe's and Geppetto drew some comps. I forget if that was last year or a couple years ago. I don't think he liked that.
Yeah, Pinocchio does come up, but I don't know if it's ever been an award. Looks like Pinocchio. Wow. In 2022, I gave out the Pinocchio Award, and it was a series against the Rays.
Would you look at that?
Which led you to giving out the Geppetto Award to Benintendi.
Mm-hmm.
To who?
Benintendi. So end of 2022.
He wasn't a Yankee.
I believe that's the episode we tabled everything.
Wow. 2022 was the table session?
Yep. Josh Donaldson hit a walk-off grand slam to end the series. So we had to just table everything.
Okay.
Glad we
ended very positively.
Yeah, I'm glad we did.
Should we circle back on that series now?
Can't have it.
Table.
Anyway, Pinocchio.
Pinocchio is a doll. Every time he lies, his nose gets long. Golly.
If you want me to take this back, I can take it back.
You don't have to. I just
I don't
You
know
know,
if it's worth talking about.
Pinocchio's the puppet himself. Luke Weaver.
No. Jahmai Jones. I'm a real boy. Why'd you bench me for so long? It's a nice moment. First career homer.
A great moment.
In a rubber match, the Mother's Day rubber match, brought to you by Magnum Condoms, off of the Rays.
First
career homer. I wanted to give him some love. You know, he's been ice cold. Cheers on the bench for everyone. I'm a real boy too. I don't know what this means moving forward, but I was happy for him.
Man, we've made some Jahmai Jones jokes, and I think even last time we deep dove about how much he's not been playing. Hey, if you're not playing, you better be well liked. And I know they talked about it on the broadcast, and they would never do the opposite. They'd never be like, this guy's kind of hated by most of the dudes. But we did have some really good reactions. Verdugo, who he's playing for, loves it, and that's obvious. And then Judge hits his home run. Well, they have a nice moment coming off the field. And then Judge, they're going for their dap up, and Jones goes with I'm going to play it cool and turn my back to you. Judge respects it. They turn around, they have a good dap. And then I was hoping they were going to show a camera angle of it, but apparently the outfield or the bullpen gave Jahmai Jones a standing ovation in the outfield. And just a reminder, like, he's kind of not an outfielder. So this is just Jahmai Jones. I was wondering if there was going to be a cockroach award.
Big smile.
It's a nice smile, too.
I'm happy for him. Can't believe he's wearing number 14.
Well, yeah.
Happy for him. Eye black on in the Trop. You got to love it.
He should get an award.
It's routine.
Okay, I don't know the first award of the show.
Pinocchio in him.
That's what he's saying. I'm a real boy.
I think he thought he was a real boy.
I think that's the same exact reason Marinaccio got it. In that
He's
series.
a man. I mean, Marinaccio looks like Pinocchio.
If Pinocchio was a vampire.
Like if there was an app that's like doll this person, Marinaccio and Pinocchio would be pretty tight.
The doll from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. When Van Dyke becomes a doll, that's pretty close. Marinaccio could pull that off pretty well.
He does look pretty similar to the version of Pinocchio in Shrek.
Shrek. I don't know.
Ooh, Shrek, Pinocchio, and Marinaccio.
I'm not familiar. Shrek, Pinocchio.
And yeah, I never want this to be a soul breaker for you. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I know that was a movie that was big in the O'Brien house, but that never made it over.
Well, just watch it.
Right.
It's a classic. I mean, now I'm drawing a blank on Marinaccio. Does he look like that thing?
Less than I was thinking when I said it. I don't even know if that's the best example.
Like it's something with the rosy cheeks and the big eyes.
His jaw's very square.
Marinaccio's got big eyes.
That's tough.
But he doesn't really have the nose or the...
Not even on the team right now. Why are we talking about him? Because he should be?
Intense eyes. Because he should be.
We love you, Ron. We're on your high school coach's side in those Facebook comments.
He could have been pretty valuable in game 3. Marinaccio's better than half the pen.
There's never been a reliever at AAA I've wanted more on the team more times than Ron Marinaccio.
I'm gonna go to roster resource for the Yankees and look at their bullpen right now. Clay Holmes better than Marinaccio. Weaver better than Marinaccio right currently. Hamilton toss up. Toss up. Ferguson, Marinaccio's better. Birdie, I'll give Birdie more time, but for now it's a toss
Toss up is very fair.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Victor Gonzalez, different needs and roles,
Yeah.
so they don't even bump each other. Dennis Santana. Before this series, Santana had been pretty good. I would have went Santana's way, but like in the same grouping.
Right.
Tonkin. Marinaccio's better. So they're being
That's
rude.
3 toss-ups and 3 betters.
Hamilton's got an option.
I think Birdie, I think, is optionable too. Like
Birdie's got
choices.
3 options.
Yeah.
Just because
choices
Tonkin's
there.
got 0. Yeah.
I'm kind of a. Is there a little bit of irony in it? Yes, a little bit of a Tonkin guy.
Is it your award?
This inning doesn't matter. Tonkin, get hot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with on this Mother's Day, I'm going to go with the Giving Birth Award.
The Giving Birth Award goes to Anthony Volpe.
Close. It's his friend up the middle. It's Gleyber Torres. Gleyber gets the 3-run homer. The game got close for kind of no reason. You know, there's been a couple Gleyber moments when it's like, hey, okay, he had a couple hits. Like, you know, hey, if you butter knife Gleyber's last 8, he's kind of got a heater going. This home run, this felt like the monkey off the back. Like, this is what Gleyber wants to do on a baseball field. If we're just being completely honest, Gleyber wants to drive the ball and drive in runs. It's not a standard second baseman, but he's pretty damn good at it when he's right. And I hope that he's giving birth to the start of us giving us a real butter knife of Gleyber's season.
So before you can, buy the stepping stones, before you go to Home Depot, before you like getting in the car, you have to
get born.
Yeah. That was a really, really nice moment. It's good birthing. Jake just got birthed. Came out full head of hair.
Nice.
Still need to see a lot more from Gleyber.
That's what I'm saying.
They asked him how he felt to have the support of the team. And he said, it's more than support. It's family.
Dominic Toretto.
Okay, moving on. I am giving this place is real.
A lot of reality awards today, huh?
That's a reality one.
Well, the last one was about a real boy.
Last one was Pinocchio. Yeah.
First words out of your mouth. I'm a real boy.
That was the why. Yeah.
This place is real. Let's see. Don't think it's Birdie. Luis Heel.
No. And maybe I steamed it wrong, but Juan Soto. He stinks at the Trop. And I think it might be a reason the Yankees don't sign him. Because like, wait, this place is like real?
We don't say stuff like that.
We got to be here all the time. He goes 0 for in this series or whatever it was. And yeah, I looked at his career numbers. Not good. He's played like 2 games a year at the Trop. He's never played more than 2 games a year at the Trop. And they're somewhat spaced out since 2018. And he's got a 646 OPS there. The 179 batting average. He's just not into it.
I mean, it's not a place to really play baseball.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about it. Much like I wasn't worried about Judge earlier, which Feels great now that I never went on the panic train there.
Right.
And I won't on Soto either. He just doesn't like the Trop. Some people don't like it.
A lot of people don't like it, except every beat reporter, which I respected it for a little bit, and now I'm fading the fade again.
You don't like that beat reporters like it?
Yes.
Beat reporters like it?
Beat reporters love it, dude. Hoke, Cuddy, Fine Sand, they are all public about their love for the Trop.
Because of the coffee?
I think it's just like the weather's nice, the game will be played, it's not busy.
Oh, convenience.
They don't mind being at the Trop. So they're on like a reverse because everyone naturally wants to hate the Trop, which I can understand if you want to fade that a little bit as a beat reporter covering the place, but they've gone so far in. They love the Trop.
It's just like there's no replays. That's what Soto knows. You can have the best play in the world, but it's never going to get seen because all clips from the Trop get cut out of replay montages because it's terrible to look at. Judge made one of the coolest catches of his career in the Trop in 2018, I think it was. Full Superman dive, whole entire body parallel with the ground. I haven't seen that clip since it happened. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I think so. I mean,
I think I tweeted it out back in 2018 and I said like a real 5-tool player. Like shit, Judge really is a 5-tool player.
Hmm.
So I'm going to search those keywords.
Okay.
Anyway, Trop stinks. Soto doesn't like it.
Trop stinks. Soto no likey.
Which is fine by me.
I'm good with that.
Last and final award?
Last and final award is going to be the Call Home Award. Mother's Day.
Call home, Mother's Day, Luisio.
It's an educated guess by you. But I'm going with Anthony Rizzo, Jim. Anthony Rizzo, Florida man. People forget Parkland, Florida. Met his mom briefly in the stands. She was very nice. But yeah, a little, Florida is kind of a homecoming for Riz. And Rizzo stats on the year are starting to become Rizzo. I'm trying to find the best place to butter knife. What about here, Jake? Okay, Jake.
What about here?
These aren't including today's stats where he had 2 hits, I believe.
Can I try and butter knife from the same spot you did?
Okay.
See where we land. Is the slugging you got 629?
Yep.
Okay. You go.
That's how you do it.
April 23rd.
17 games for the last 17 games. And again, these numbers go up with today's performance. 307, 377 on base, a 629 slug, a 1.0 OPS. So for almost 3 weeks, Anthony Rizzo has been playing obnoxiously, I was going to say at an MVP level. That's just how people consider a 1 dot. But yeah, Rizzo's been back after we were having some serious private combos, and we talked about it with that wiffle ball bat non-home run he hit, and we were like, what the heck is going on with Rizzo? The defense, that was a big conversation the first couple weeks. We haven't talked about that, and he's been hitting a lot.
And check this out. I just took the butter knife even further to April 3rd, which is 34 games. And the slash line is still good. It's not what you're saying, but it's a 2.34. It's 273 batting average, 340 on base, 461 slug, 801 OPS. So that's 35.
Like who Rizzo probably is at this point.
That's more close to like, this is what his career, what his season numbers should look like. And all I'm doing is taking out the first 6 games there.
Right.
And remember, Rizzo, much like Judge, didn't do a full spring training because they just sat out games because they had injuries at times. Although I don't know how bad Rizzo's was the last like 4 games or something. Judge missed 3 weeks, and then 3 weeks after the season started, oh, he's hot as shit. But yeah, Rizzo has me not worried about anything really. Like he's hit fastballs, he's hit breaking balls, he's worked good at bats. So it's more just when he's on, he's on. But yeah, all those concerns we were having about like what's his power? Like, is his power zapped? Can he not hit the high fastball? No, he's done everything.
No, man, it's I know we've done this for a couple episodes now, and how about Luis Heel? I mean, technically he has gotten shout out a lot, but 6 blank on a rubber match day shows you kind of where we're at with him in a good way. 2.51 ERA on the year. But yeah, man, we get annoyed when front offices talk about like the randomness of a season and, Cashman going in front of the mics last year and being like, this is a good team, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, they weren't. Man, a lot of the things that they currently have set up, whether intentionally or not, but like the catching platoon has been great. Oswaldo filling in for a chunk was really solid this year. Stanton has been a threat enough that we're okay with him. Like, so many guys have checked the box that, with the grounds creeping and just excited to see where the next part of this season goes. Like, how easily, if the Yankees were like lingering around 500 and guys were having moments and we'd be like, well, Cole threw today and hopefully he'll be back. And, you just need 2 good months and 4 okay months. Like, there's been none of that. They've been rolling.
Yeah. I feel like you're trying to one of the engines is out and Cole and Martian's going to come replace it. But instead, almost feels like they're just like turbo boosters we're going to add on, which is a better way to view them. Knock on wood, fingers crossed, all that. But yeah, that's what we were talking about. I was like, well, dude, I'm pretty excited. I had Cole and the guy I'm not talking about or thinking about to this team. I don't know how it plays out, although I know how I'd like it to, but excited for it.
Who else really needs to be talked about?
Volpe had an awesome series.
Yeah. Yes.
Judge looks absolutely good. And Weaver. So that's 2, I think, right?
Yes.
So now they got the Twins, Rodon versus Paddock, Stroman versus Lopez, and Schmidt versus Joe Ryan. Twins have been hitting. They've been hot, I think.
Kind of. I think they ended up. I mean, it looked like they were rolling. Okay, they won today 5-1. They blew one against Toronto yesterday, but yeah, they're playing like a good brand of baseball, and they can do it at each level, and they have a lot more hate for the Yankees than we do for them. So, be interesting to see.
Yeah, don't even think about them. All right, Mother's Day. I gotta go help Katie be mom up there. There's a lot of screaming going on. Yeah.
Luis Hill's last 3 starts: Baltimore, Houston, Tampa. 6.1, 2 hits, 0 earned runs against Baltimore. 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run against Houston. And then today, 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs against Tampa.
That's why he almost got the Toad to Toad award last step. This close. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Tell your moms Happy Mother's Day if you haven't. Go Yanks. Tell them Grams.
Go Yankees.
All right. I got to go. No naps today. Hell up there. See ya. Love you guys. Bye.
You guys, Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Happy